So let's start from marking out our pattern. You remember we have already learned how to make this pattern. So this is the raw file and I'm marking it out on the leather for the upper. So after marking 2 times like this, you turn, you see it, after marking 2 times, you turn this way and then mark again 2 times. This is going to give you the full set of the pattern. So don't make that mistake. After marking, you turn the other way, that is 2 2. So after then, gum the leather for the upper to your landing before you cut them into shape. So after that, it is time to cut them into shape. So after cutting them into shape, as you can see, they are ready now. Don't forget to mark or differentiate your upper from your landing, especially while you are using black leather for the upper and also black leather for the lining. It is very important. So after cutting them into shape, I'm using my rotary tool to smooth the edges of the pattern to make sure I have a uniform and a very neat edge. If you don't have this tool, you can use your sandpaper to do that. So after smoothing the edges, I use my die to dye the edges also. This whole process will help the footwear to come out neat. So now cut a strap. The length is going to be about 14 inches. 14 inches, you can see it. And then the width is going to be about 1.2 inches. So cut the strap into 2 and then apply your gum on both. We are about to make our toe strap, so that is why we made these straps. So after adding your gum, allowing it to set, then fold the straps this way. That is, fold them into 2 equal parts. After the folding, we are still going to stitch the strap. So let's proceed. So now you see how I stitched the strap very close to the folded edge. You see it. So right now we are going to cut off the excess and we are still going to cut very close to the stitch. That's the stitching line. So after cutting off the excess, this is what we have. You see it. So now we are going to proceed to the next step. Place your patterns, make sure you are having the set. Place them this way, you see, and this one is going to pass under this one. You see it. So this is going to be for the right. Now fold your strap, your toe strap, into 2 equal parts. Then pass it through here. You see what I'm doing? So pass it through here. Then pull these 2 and then put it here. Hope you saw what I did there. So you're going to pull them, make sure you pull tight. fully tight, but don't squeeze the pattern. Just to make sure it is tight enough, but don't squeeze the pattern, you understand? So you see what we have. Let's proceed. So this one is going to cross the short strap. Understand? You see it? You see how it crossed it? And then this one too is going to cross the short one. So you see what we have. So now I'm going to use my masking tape to hold them in place because I cannot easily last it this way. So I'm going to set it and then use my masking tape to hold them in place. So it will remain like this until I must have lasted the pattern. It is more easier. So you see what I have here. So let's proceed to the next one. So right now set the one for the left and then pass it like this. You see it? Then bring your toe strap, fold it into 2 equal parts again, then pass it through here, and then pull these two together and bring it to this hole, and then you pull tight. You remember what I said? Pull tight, but don't squeeze the pattern. Just make sure it is tight, but make sure you don't squeeze the pattern. And then we repeat the same process by holding it or holding them with the masking tape. So this is our raw file. Use already made sole to mark out the shape, whatever size. Then reduce the size by 0.3, and then you're going to have your insole. That's the raw file for your insole. Now this is what we're going to use to mark out our insole from this Mako 6 millimeters. This is Mako 6 mm. So once we are done marking this way, I'm going to turn it the other way to mark for the other side of the foot. So after marking it out, you cut them into shape. After cutting them into shape, smooth the edges. It is very important that you always smooth the edges of your insoles because it is going to help the appearance and also the finishing. So if you don't have that tool, just use your sandpaper. You see how I wrapped my sandpaper around this brush. Use it to sand the edges of the insoles. After that, gum the insoles to your leather and then prepare them for folding. Once the gum is set, cut off the excess leather. And then you fold the insoles. After folding the insoles, cut off all the crease at the back of the folding. So it is time for welting, and this is Nora 4mm. 4mm Nora, that's 4 millimeters. Put your insoles on the Nora and then mark out the shapes. After marking them out, the next thing you're going to do is to apply gum along the outline. That is where the welt is going to sit. After doing that, pick your welts. Then to make things easier, put the two of them together this way. Use your masking tape to hold them firmly. This is going to make the work easier and faster. If you have more than one pair, use the same procedure. So use your sandpaper to sand the surface. This is going to help the bond. After doing that, apply gum on the welt and allow the whole thing to set. So once the gum is set, replace the insoles to the outline. Then use your nail to hold it firmly to the Nora so that it won't move while you are welting. So I'm done with that. Pick your welt and then make sure you cut the edge of that welt into shape. Make sure it is in shape. Cut off the edge, you understand? And then you're going to start your welting from this side. You see where I'm starting from. So you start from there and then go round and arrive to the other edge. So once you are done, use something to press around the welt to make sure it bonds properly before you remove the insole. Just press around the welt. After that, remove the insole, remove it from the welt, and then cut a bit after the first edge of the welt. Sorry, I have to on my torchlight to see properly. So once you've done that, force the other one in. With that, you're going to have a very tight joint. So after that, after welting, cut off the excess Nora. So this is the raw file I use for heels. The width is 3.5, the length is 4.5. So 4.5, remove half inch as the curve. Then after marking out the heel, smooth here before you attach it to the sole. So I have done that. The next thing is to mark out where the heel is going to be positioned on the sole. So place the heel this way, leave a gap at the back, that's leave allowance, and then you mark. And you repeat the same process here. So you're going to leave allowance on the heel and then you mark. Now the next thing is to use sandpaper to sand those areas. Use this to sand here. After sanding those surfaces, apply your gum, allow it to set, and then you attach the heels. After attaching the heels, cut off the excess. So after cutting off the excess, you smooth the edges of the soles, which I have done. So now the soles are ready. Let's proceed. So now it is time to last the pattern. Pin the insoles to your last. Make sure you must have installed the toe strap before you pin the insoles to the last. Apply your gum and then do the lasting. So I'm done with the lasting. The next thing is to couple. You see what we have. Let's proceed. So apply your gum to your soles and then to your insoles, and then you couple. So after coupling, just use your mallet to tap on the insole or the sole. Just tap it, don't add much pressure, and with that the whole thing is set. Do the rest of the finishing and you are done. So this is what we arrived at. It is very simple. Just follow the same procedure and you are going to arrive at the same result. Whatsoever size, use the same process. If you have any question, feel free to drop them in the comment section. And also don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon to get updates, because more videos are still coming on the way. If you have not watched the video on how to create the pattern, just click on the first video on your screen right now to watch. Have a nice day and see you in my next video.